Listen, some of y'all ladies gonna have to settle.
I'm sorry, sir. What the actual do you think we've been doing for our entire lives? We have been settling our entire lives. In elementary school, as a little girl, if a boy hauled off and slugged you or was mean to you, you were told by your teachers or your parents that was because he liked you. And that's where we set the bar. That's where we set our standards. They've been that low since the beginning. There's not a woman out there who has not been with a man who was narcissistic, who made them question their self-worth, who broke down their sense of self, who made them feel like shit about the way that they looked or the way that they talked or anything. All of us have experienced it. You don't think that's settling? We have all settled for men who mislead us, who lie to us, men who cheat on us, and then make it our fault. Men who gaslight us, we have literally been settling our entire life. And now all of a sudden, because women have decided that being alone with our dogs and our house is better than being a man, you suddenly think our standards are too high? Okay, I'm sorry, maybe I'm missing the message here, but I think that maybe you've got this wrong, because I think at the end of the day, women are actually discovering our self-worth, our value. You want us to go to work and be successful, and then you also want us to do the laundry, make sure the dishes are done, get your dinner on the table, and yet you want us to pay at least 50% of the bills. Don't you think that's settling? I mean, you're not taking care of us, we're taking care of ourselves, so we've decided just to take care of ourselves on our own, and you don't like that very much. And I'm sorry. Maybe at the end of the day, we're not the ones who should be settling. Maybe you should work on yourself. Maybe you should think about leveling up. Maybe you guys should think about doubling down on success. Or maybe, I don't know, read a book about romance. Maybe you should learn what women want. I mean, that would be cool, because it seems to be that you're not getting the memo that we're looking for an entirely different set of things than you're offering us. Because at the end of the day, settling, the only settling we're willing to do is to be happy and alone. Because for all of this time, we have talked about the guy who marries our friend who's nice to her as the unicorn. Let that sink in. The fact that a man would be nice to you and treat you well is considered magical and not even real. So, I don't know. Maybe it's time you settle.
Oh my goodness, she spoke a word. What else can I add on that? I'm going to have to find the original video that he made so that I can react to that, because she dropped the mic. She said everything that needed to be said. This is part of the issue. Women have been settling for too long. Women have woken up and refused to settle. And now, see, because what happened was we did a reverse Uno on them. Because they were like, listen, you got to put up with this BS. You got to deal with it because any number of reasons. I'm the man. I pay the bills. I own the house. I wear the pants. All of these different reasons, right? Then when things went wrong or they left or whatever, oh, you should have chose better. Your picker is off. Meanwhile, they picked you when you were 14. This is back in the days, right? How many of our grandmothers, someone picked her when she was 12 or 14? She didn't know no damn better. Then when she was 22 with a 10-year-old, people were like, oh, well, you're out here, right? Come on. They specifically choose women who don't know how to choose better. And they have been chronically doing that for centuries. And so now that women are like, no, I'd rather be with myself, then they want to try to shame you for being with a pet or a plant. They're like, oh, you're going to be the cat lady. People enjoy being with their cats. At least the cat is going to give some love back and not take from her life, happiness, joy, sense of self-worth. The cat, you feed it, rub it, give it a little place to put its litter, and the cat is good. Me, I happen to love plants. I go out, I water them, I talk to them, I rub their little leaves, and I go. My cabbage leaf is not going to turn around and try to punch me in the eye. Can you imagine that? My cabbage leaf just like, boo! No, it's not going to do that. I don't have to worry about my plants bringing me some unknown dis-ease. I don't have to do that. You know, and there are relationships out there that are filled with mutual joy, love, etc. But like she says, why does that come in the form of a relationship that is the unicorn. Why? I need to find his video because his was a doozy. Because I wanna hear that. Let's see if I could find that. I think I found the video. Yep, this is it.
Listen, some of y'all ladies gonna have to settle. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but listen, everybody can't have a perfect man out here. It ain't even enough of us around.
Us.
Let's be honest. Well, at the end of the day, we can go ahead and put that 50-50 conversation to rest, because every woman ain't gonna get 80-20, 100-0, whatever y'all thinking is gonna be 60-40. Some of y'all gonna have to go 50-50, and shit, y'all might gotta go 60-40 on your end with the man,
Why?
just to be happy at the end of the day.
Happy?
Be realistic. Come on now. Somebody gonna have to settle, man. That's all I'm saying. All the straight men that's left in the world, a lot of them is in jail.
He's calling himself straight?
What do that leave left? Everybody can't. Everybody can't have they cake and eat it too. Like, you can't have the best of the best. Sometimes you gotta just go for what you got and be happy and be grateful. Because you can have nothing at the end of the day and be miserable.
Miserable?
Come on now. J. Cole said, love yours. I gotta take this in consideration.
All right, so I'm a little bit confused. He seems to think that there are only two options: either settle or be lonely and unhappy. You see, he's projecting how men feel. The epidemic that's out here is of single lonely men, not single lonely women. Women have reasons to live. There's a reason why 75% of the people who choose to unalive themselves are men. They're 3 times more likely to unalive themselves than women are. There is a reason. So instead of speaking to men to try to find motivation for them to want to live independent of a woman, irregardless of a woman, instead he's talking to women to settle. But there's another option. He's talking about some of you are going to have to go 80-10 or 100-0. Right. And many women are choosing to go 100-0 with themselves. See, the thing about it is, he's acting as if a relationship doesn't come with responsibility and down parts. There's a study that shows that when a woman cohabits with a man, that the amount of, regardless of how much she works, when both partners are working, that her domestic duties still go up. There's a study that shows that when she cohabitates with a man, that he doesn't do his 50%, that she has to do her 50% plus 25% of his as well. Like, he'll do some stuff and then think that he's done, so much. There are down parts that come with being with a man. Far too many men are not making themselves better than the alternative of being solo dolo. I don't understand what memo he's not getting. Maybe he's right. There are women who are going to have to choose whether or not they want to settle. But the other option is not being lonely. The other option is being on your own. Being on your own doesn't mean lonely. It doesn't. And he's projecting how men feel. He's projecting that.
Be a part of the live show with thousands of other viewers. Go to TonyaTKO.com/text and join the text notification squad and get a text whenever I go live. Support the show and yourself, and I'll see you on the next live broadcast.